Hi, boys and girls. Well, when we're in Mrs. Becker's kitchen, we're going to be doing some science today. And I thought it would be fun to do some Halloween science. So let's just review. Who are scientists? They are people who study why things are the way they are or why things work the way they work. And they always ask questions. And after they ask a question, they make a prediction, which means they just try to figure out what the answer to the question might be. It's kind of like a guess. Then they do an experiment and they watch and see what happens. We call that observation. And then the last thing they do is they draw a conclusion. And that's just a big word for they try to answer their question. And so we'll try to do that today. And today we're going to do a Halloween experiment with candy corn. Oh, so this is my candy corn bag, and I put some candy corn into the dish so we could see it better. So first of all, let's look at the candy corn. What colors do you see? Do you see white at the top? What's the color in the middle? Orange, and what about at the bottom? That's right, it's yellow. And what shape is the candy corn? Can you tell? That's right, it's a triangle. And if you smell the candy corn, how's it smell? Ooh, it smells sweet. All right. We're not going to talk about tasting it right now. The other thing we should do is probably look at what's in the candy corn, and I can do that by reading on the package. So I'll tell you, it says sugar, corn syrup, confectioner's glaze, honey, salt, egg whites, artificial flavor, soy protein, wax, among many other things. So we'll keep that in mind because later we might need to know that. So our experiment today will be to take the candy corn and put it in some water, to put it in the microwave, and put it in the freezer. And we'll see what happens to the candy corn. So the first thing we're going to do is put the candy corn in some water. I already put some water in this glass. And we're just going to put 5 pieces. You can help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do you think is going to happen to the candy corn? Will it stay the same? Is it going to get bigger? Will it change in any way? Maybe it gets smaller? I don't know. All right, so I put the candy corn in, and I'm going to get my camera here. And Mrs. Becker does such a good job with cameras. Not, right? Not. Okay, so first of all, let's take a side look. Does it look like anything's happening? I know it's kind of hard to tell. And then we'll kind of look in the glass. I'll go up and go this way. There we go. All right. And it's going to be really hard for you to see, but Mrs. Becker can see that there are some bubbles coming to the top. Oh my goodness. Do you see some bubbles? Really hard to see. Okay, so right now, would you say that there are any changes yet in the candy or the color of the water or anything? Not yet, but remember, I can see some bubbles. Okay, so that's the first question. What's going to happen? And we're going to let the candy corn be in the water for a while, and then we can come back and look and see what happens. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some candy corn and put it in this cup. And I think we should do 5 pieces. Can we count that out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we need to put them in Mrs. Becker's microwave. What happens when something goes in a microwave? What do you think is going to happen to the candy corn? Will it stay the same? Will it get bigger? Will it get smaller? What will happen? Well, let's find out. Now I'm going to move my camera around so you can maybe see better, okay? Let me do that first. Get it over here. And then I'll show you that I'm putting it in my microwave. Just a second here. Okay, so do you see? See, it's right there in my microwave. Okay. Now, it said on the directions for the experiment that I need to put the candy in the microwave for 45 seconds. So there's a 4, I have to press that, and 5, and there's 45. And now I press start, and let's see if we can tell what's happening. Can you tell what's happening in the microwave? Look at the candy closely. I know it's kind of hard to see, but is something happening? It spins around. What's going on? What's happening in Mrs. Becker's microwave? We still have 17 seconds to go. Do you see that? Oh, 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That means we're finished. Okay, let me put this down for a second. And I'm going to move this back to where it was before. Let me get that out of the way. And you know what? It's a little hot, so Mrs. Becker's going to get those hot pads. We talked about those last week. Better use one this time. I don't want to drop this. All right, so let me show you what it looks like. What happened? Oh my goodness. It melted. And I will tell you, you can't tell this, but there is a nice smell to this too. It's very sweet smelling. So that's what happened when we put it in the microwave. Oh no. All right, let's come back and take a look at what's going on in the water. Ew, okay. First of all, side look. All right, now let's look this way. If I ever learn how to use this, this will be great, won't it? There, that's pretty good. All right, I'm going to take my finger and get one of them. Can't see much there. I'm going to put it back in. All right. And when Mrs. Becker looks at this, she can see this little white film. And you may see a little bit of white stuff floating around in the water, which means something's happening. It's just going to take a little time, okay? You see that white film? If you look closely, there's a white film on there. All right. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is talk about what happens with our candy corn in the freezer. And I had to do that earlier for you because otherwise it would just take too long for our experiment. So I already put some candy corn in the freezer. Oh, how this feels. I don't need a hot pad. Huh. It's very, very cold. Okay, now did they change shape or anything? Let's see if I take one out. It was very cold to touch, but did it change anyway? No. All right, let's do this. I'm going to put some candy corn in this glass. And it's candy corn from this dish that wasn't in the freezer. So I'll put about 5 or 6. Okay. All right, listen to that sound. All right, now I'm going to put these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's do one more, 6. They sound a little bit louder. I think they sound just a little bit louder than the others. Okay. All right, but there's really no change to what it looks like, is there? They might sound different. All right. So, boys and girls, now we have to ask ourselves, why did the candy corn melt in the microwave like it did here? Why is it changing in here? I mean, it's changing. And, why is it just kind of solid here? Now, I put some candy corn in water earlier so you could see what happens over time. And this is kind of fun, you guys, but look. First of all, you see, there's like orange at the bottom. And then look at this. This is the fun part. What is at the top? It's like a bunch of white stuff floating at the top, but there's just a little bit of the candy corn left at the bottom. And if we had more time, that candy corn would completely disappear, but the white's at the top. Oh my goodness. Wow, that makes you wonder about candy corn, doesn't it? All that happened. What do you think the reason is for the different ways that the candy corn behaved when it was in water, when it was in the microwave, or when it was in the freezer? Anybody have any idea? I think it might have something to do with what it's made of. Do you remember what candy corn is made of? One of the key ingredients is sugar. And if you put sugar in water, like the candy corn, it disappears. We say it dissolves. Oh my goodness. And that's another reason why it melted. And it froze more solid in the freezer, didn't it? But that's one of the main reasons why the candy corn did what it did. Now, you can do this experiment at home, but you have to have your mom and dad help you. And maybe you can figure out some more things to do with the candy corn. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that Halloween science experiment. And we will see you later. Have a safe Halloween. Bye-bye.